All right, welcome back to the Mass Concepts. What I'm looking at in this presentation is how do we graph the equation of lines when it's given in a slope intercept form? And when we refer to a slope intercept form, we're referring to the format that is like y equal to mx plus c, or we could say plus b, depending on where you are. Where m here stands for our gradient or our slope, and the c is our y-intercept. And this is where it crosses the y-axis. Definitely, you might see it written like this, y equal to mx plus b as well. All right, so depending on where you are in the world, you might see the y-intercept as a b or as a c in the general form. All right, so the idea is that if I have my y-intercept, right, and I have the slope, I am able to graph the equation of this line very, very easily. For example, let me label this graph that I have. So is that I want to make sure that I can identify my y-intercept. Now, whenever the equation is given in y equal to mx plus b or plus c, we want to bear in mind that m stands for our gradient. This is our slope. And the b, or it could be the c, it stands for where the line crosses the y-axis. In this case, it's going to be a 1, right? So let's take a quick or a closer look on what we have here, right? So, all right, let's go. So in this case, we're talking about identify the point, right, that it crosses the y-axis. And it's that positive 1 because my y-intercept is this constant around here. So it crossed the y-axis right here, right? So that's my y-intercept. How am I going to use this idea though? This slope and an intercept, right? This is my slope right here. And my slope is 3 over 2. We want to understand what does that 3 over 2 means. Sometimes we look at this as rise over run, right? So up 3 and across 2. So what I'm going to do is to simply count from here, just like this. So 3 over 2 as a slope really means that I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. That's my vertical motion. And across 2, 1, 2. And this is my second point. So it is as straightforward as that. So the fact that I have 2 points, I can easily draw this line. The line can be drawn through where it crosses the y-axis. And I use my slope to create the next point right there. There it is. So I could just extend this. And there it is. I'll have I've graphed the line for y is equal to, so this is the line, y equal to 3 over 2 x plus 1. All right. So the basic idea is that we want to identify the y-intercept, right, where the graph crossed the y-axis. And then from there, we could use the slope, understanding that the numerator is the vertical motion and the denominator is the horizontal motion. Let's look at the next case. All right, so in this case, right, so here's my x-axis, here's my y-axis. In this case, my slope, or what we call the gradient, is negative 1/2. And my b value is negative 2, or my c value is negative 2. And as I said to you, depending on where you are, if you're in England, if you're in the Caribbean, our intercept is a c, but if you're in America, the intercept we use is a b, but it does not matter. So here is the deal. It crosses the y-axis at negative 2. So let us put on our labels first. Here's 1. This is crosses it at negative 2. So let's mark that spot right here. Crosses it at negative 2. So here is the deal. It crosses it at negative 2. And then from this, I'm going to use the slope to get the next point. But if you do notice, this is actually a negative slope. So because it's a negative slope, the concept remains the same, where if I have my m value to be negative 1 over 2, we're still talking about rise over run. The top number is the vertical motion. The bottom number is the horizontal motion. But because it's a negative gradient, we're not going to go up this time. We're going to go down. So we're going to go down 1 and across 2. For example, we're going to go down 1 and then across 2. So this is the next point. Then we could continue. We could do this one more time if we want. Go down 1 and across 2. All right. So those are points that are definitely on this line right here. So I only need 2 points, right? I just did a third for emphasis. So we would have drawn the line through this. There it is. And that is that line that we have right there. There it is. Right there. So this is the line y is equal to negative half x minus 2. So what we're looking at is the fact that we want to identify the y-intercept on the grid and then understanding the gradient in terms of rise over run, vertical over horizontal, and then we use that to navigate the next point. Let's look at another example. This is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. Now, my y-intercept is 3. So my C value, if you're in the Caribbean, if you're in America, we'll call it our B value, it's 3. So this is the y-intercept. And my slope, otherwise known as our M value, is 2. But I'm going to write it as a fraction, right? 2 over 1, for us to appreciate the rise over run. Vertical over horizontal, right? So basically, let's identify number 3 on our y-axis. It is right here, right there. So that's our y-intercept. We already know that this is where it's going to cross the y-axis. So what we want to do now is to now find the next point by using our gradient. It is a positive gradient, so we're going to go up 2 and across 1. 1, 2, and then across 1. And that's our next point right there. So having seen these points, we can now simply draw the line because we only need 2 points to draw our line. There it is, right here. And this is the equation of our line. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. All right, so very easily, conclusion, we find our y-intercept, and then we use our gradient, understanding that the numerator is our vertical motion and the denominator is our horizontal motion. Remember though, that when it is positive, you go up and across, but when your gradient is negative, you go down, then across. Thank you for watching Daily Maths Concepts, and look out, more video will be coming. See you next time. Please like, subscribe, right? And drop a comment. Thank you.